Hi everyone, welcome back to our tutorial in C programming. So in this video, we are going to be discussing about the topic of switch case statement. So in the previous video, I hope you guys remember, we looked into one concept which is called as else if ladder. Your switch case statement is something which is very similar to that of my else if ladder. That is, whenever we want to present the user with multiple options or multiple choices, we will be using either the else if ladder or the switch case statement. That is, we will ask the user for their choice and their choice will be compared with multiple options. So whichever option is matching, we are going to execute that block of statements. So this can be achieved using our else if ladder also. The same can be achieved using our switch case statement also. So let us see how the switch case actually works. So here switch is the keyword. So within the parenthesis, that is within the brackets, I have to mention the name of the variable. The name of the variable whose value I am going to compare. So which variable value I am going to compare, I have to mention that name of the variable, or I can also mention an expression. So I can mention either of the one. So any one I can give here. Now, what is going to happen is whatever value we are giving inside of this switch will be compared with the case values. That is how we write the else if condition. You remember? We have the if, we have the condition. Then if the condition is satisfied, we have a block of statement. Then second condition, we give else if. Another condition, else if. Another condition, else if. Here, what we are going to do is the conditions are going to be given in form of case values. So case is the keyword here. Value is what you are going to mention for this case. So each and every case, you will be mentioning with a value. Now what will happen is the value that you are passing inside of the switch will be compared with the value given to my case, whether they are matching or not. So whichever case value matches with the value of the switch, that case statements will get executed. This is how the switch case will be working. So how it is going to go? Please remember again, the variable value which you are going to pass inside of the switch will be compared with the case values that you have written here. Whichever case value matches, then it is going to execute that case statements for us. Now, point number one, you can have n number of cases. Like how we can have n number of conditions there. Same way here, we can have n number of cases. All you have to do is case, mention the value, colon, then what statement needs to be executed. If this value matches, what needs to be done? That statement will be given here. Now, the point number two, break. What is the role of the break here? Break is a keyword. It is one of the jump statements. Now, what is the break going to do is, it is going to take the control out of the switch case block. It is going to take the control out of the switch case block to the statement following after the closing of the switch case. So, see, for example, my case value and my variable value is getting compared. If the first value itself is matched, then why I should check all the other remaining cases? No need for it because I have found my match. So what will happen is once the match is found, the statements will get executed, and after completing the statements execution, the break will take the control out of the switch case. And then it will go to the next line following this switch case block. That is what the break purpose of the break here. Right, now I have another keyword here which is called as default. Default is like my else. Remember, else if ladder, what is the role of the else keyword there? If none of the condition matches, same thing here. If none of the case value matches my variable, then whatever you have given inside of the default is going to get executed for us. So again, how is the flow going to go? The switch value will be compared with the case value. Whichever case matches, that statement will get executed and break will take the control out of the switch case. If none of the case value matches, then it is going to go and execute the default block. Right, now let us try to understand this with a small example. First, let us take a simple example and try to execute a small program for this. Right, I am going to make use of an offline compiler. Right, so I'm using CodeBlocks here. Okay, there you go. I am just going to go for a new empty file. Okay, there you go. So now we already know how the program structure is going to be like. So hash include, add our header file. Right, and then of course our main function. Okay, and then we are going to have our return 0. Right, so let me save this file. I'm going to give the name as switch underscore 1.c. That is the name I'm going to be giving for this. Right, okay, now let us start with the program. First thing, I'm going to create a variable called x. Then I'm going to ask the user to enter the value of x. So I'm just going to say here, enter a number. Enter a number. And this value, I'm going to store it inside of my x variable. So scanf. Again, it is an integer data type. So %t, comma, ampersand x. Done. Now, remember the switch case syntax. What we have to do? Switch. Inside that, we have to pass the name of the variable. So I am saying switch. Inside that, I am passing the value of x. I am passing the variable x here. So now I have to write the case values. How to write the case value? Again, look at the syntax. Case is a keyword followed by we have to specify a value for it. Then give a colon and we have to write the statements. Right. So let us follow the same syntax. Case, I am saying 5. The value I have given for the case is 5. So I am saying if the case value is 5, then what I want to say printf. I'm just going to print it in a new line. I am saying the value of x is 5. That's it. Then execute this. Okay, execute this statement and then I am saying break. Because once the match is found, I don't have further cases to be executed. I don't want any other case to be executed. Now, give the second case. So again, I'm saying case 10. So the case value I'm giving here is 10. So again, some set of statement needs to be executed. So I am saying if the case value matches, if the variable value and this case value matches, then I'm just going to print the value of x is 10. That's it. Again, give another case. So like this, you can keep adding n number of cases. So here, let us say I'm giving 15. The next case I'm giving as 20. So like this, I have handled 4 different cases. Now, when none of this case matches, then what I have to do? I have to go for the default. Default is the keyword I have to use. Now, come here again, give default. Then followed by the colon. Again, we are going to give a printf. None of the case matched. It is your choice. Whatever you want to print, you can give here. Then, of course, end it with a break. Done. Now, let us execute the program. First, you have to compile the program. So, no errors. See, everything is getting highlighted in green. That means I have not done any errors. Now, let us run the program. See, when I execute the program, it is asking me to enter the number. Suppose I am giving the number as 20. See what will happen? The 20 will go and get stored inside this variable x. So in the switch case, I am passing the x value. What will be there in the switch case? 20. So the 20 will be compared with the first case value. Remember, it will always go in the order. So with the first case value, it is going to compare 20 and 5. No, it is not matching. So it will skip and it will go to the next case. So 20 and 10. This is also not matching. Go to the next case. 20 and 15. No, this is also not matching. Again, check the next case. So like this, it is going to keep on checking each and every case until a match is found. Okay, so here 20 matches. The case value is also 20. My x value is also 20. So it is going to execute the value of x is 20 and then it is going to break. What is the break going to do? It is going to take the control to the statement following my closing curly brace. So what is the statement here? Return 0. So the program is completed. Now let us run it. See what happens. The value of x is 20. That is the output what we are getting. Now let us run this again. This time, I'm going to give the value as 50. Now what will happen? What are the cases I have handled? 5, 10, 15, 20. So there is no case that is matching this value of 50. So what is going to happen? It is going to go and execute the default case. It is going to say none of the case matched. So this is the basic idea behind the switch case statement. How the switch case is going to get executed for us. Right. Now, let us see a small project kind of thing. Let us do a small mini calculator. Okay, let us do an arithmetic calculator. Now, arithmetic calculator. What are the things we will do? You are already familiar with the arithmetic operators, right? Arithmetic operators have the functionality of addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulo. So these are all the arithmetic operators what we are having. So I want to design a small calculator for these operators. That is, I want to ask the user, what is the program going to do here? These are my operators. These are my operators. So I am going to ask my user to enter two numbers first. So what are the inputs I'm going to get? Inputs what I'm going to get is, first I'm going to ask the user to enter two numbers. Then I am going to ask them to enter one operator of their choice. One operator of their choice. I am going to give this as the list. So this is my list of operators. So enter any one operator of their choice. Then whichever operator they are entering, whichever option they are giving, based on that, we have to do the calculation for these two numbers and print the result. Understand the program very carefully. I am going to do a simple arithmetic calculator. So arithmetic operators that I am going to give as the choices are all this. Okay, so you are going to ask the user to enter two numbers and then we are going to project the user with all these choices. We are going to ask them which choice they want. Suppose if they are saying, I want to do addition, then the two numbers what they have entered, you have to perform the addition operation on those numbers and you have to print the result of the operation. This is the program, the task what we are going to be doing. Right, so let us see what are the steps we have to do for this. Right, now, first step. Step number 1. Okay, step number 1. Declare all the required variables. Whatever the variables required for the program, do a declaration of all that. So N1, N2, the two numbers. Option, OP, is the choice of the operator. Then of course, I have the variable called as result to hold the result. So these are the variables declarations. Right, step number 2. Ask the user to enter the two numbers. Store the numbers inside N1 and N2 variable respectively. Okay, this is my step 2. Step 3. Give the choices for the user. So here what I'm saying, press 1. If you want to do addition operation, give the number 1. You want to do subtraction, press the number 2. then 3 for multiplication, 4 for division, 5 for my remainder. So I am saying these are all the choices you have. So in this choice, which is yours? Which one you want to do? Which operation you want to perform? Enter your choice. So whatever choice they are entering, I am storing that inside this variable called as OP. Now comes my switch case. So inside the switch case, inside the switch, what is that I am passing? I am passing my OP. Because OP only will have this number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any one of the number, whatever they are giving, that is going to be stored inside this OP. So that is what I am going to pass in my switch. Now look at the case value. If the case value is 1, that is if the OP is 1, then it will match with the first case. But what is the first case I have mentioned here? 1 is for addition. So here I am going to say result is equal to N1 plus N2. That is perform the addition operation on the two given numbers. Now, if the user has entered the choice as 2, then case 2 will get executed. Case 2 is what? Subtraction. So here I have done N1 minus N2. Then option 3 for multiplication handled in case value 3. Case value 4 division. Case value 5 my modulo operator. That is my remainder. Now I am asking the user to press 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. If they are not pressing any of this, if they are giving the value as 100, if they are giving the value as minus 20, then what to do? That is where the default case comes. So if anything other than this 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 is given, it will automatically go to the default value. So what we can say? Invalid operation. Then after coming out of the switch case, I am printing the result. Whatever the value of result is going to hold, I am going to print the result out of the switch case. Now, if I run this program, let us assume I am going to choose the first two operation. That is, I am going to give 1. So OP will have the value as 1. So the first case itself is matching. So what it will do? It will add both the numbers and the result of this will be stored inside this variable result and break. Break will what? It will take the control out of the switch case. No need to check all these cases because I have found my match. So break statement will take the control out of the switch case. This is the closing of the switch case. So out of the switch case means it will take the control to this print statement. So it is just going to print the result for us. Now let us try to execute it. First, compile the program. Right, again, no errors in it. So we are going to run it. There you go. See, first step, asking me for the integer numbers. So I'm saying 52 for the first number and 85 for the second number. Look what it says. It is giving me all the options. Menu-driven programs. In the olden times, we used to call this type of programs as menu-driven programs. So I have to press my choice. I am giving 1, which is for addition. Now, when I run this, see what happens. It is going to add these two numbers and the result of this is going to get stored inside that variable. And after coming out of the switch case, it is just printing me the result. Now, let us try to execute it again. Okay, this time we'll try to give a different value. Okay, there you go. Again, I'm giving the first number as 50 and the second number as 24. Right, I want to do the remainder. See what is the output I'm getting. So I'm giving the choice as 5. So 5 is for remainder. So it is doing the modulo operation and it is printing me the result of the modulo operation. Right, now as I told you, if I am going to give any value which is not matching the case, okay, which is not handled by the case, then what is going to happen? Say I'm giving, okay, sorry, the first number, then the second number, I am giving the choice as 1000. Do I have a case 1000? Obviously no. So see what is the output coming. It is saying invalid operation. That is the default case is getting executed for me. And see what is the result? Result is 0. Why? Because I have not done any calculation at all. I have given an invalid operator, so it is not able to do any calculation. Hence, the result is given as 0. So this is how our switch case is going to be working for us. A very, very useful set of decision-making statements. Right. Hope you have understood it. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye.